Hi everybody. Give you a little heads up. I want to talk about urine. Urine therapy, Shivambu. So go ahead and click me off. I'm not attached, or I won't be offended if you go to another clip. And if you're still here, I'm glad you're still here. I wanted to talk to you about, I did a clip on the basics of Shivambu, or urine therapy, and I will include that same conversation below here in case you want to read over it again after I'm talking to you. I wanted to mention some rules of Shivambu, or practicing drinking urine, because this TLC My Strange Addiction episode that I did enlightened me and opened me to some things I wasn't really paying attention to. And to me, that's how God works through me, is through other people, information, music, media, and animals, mostly for me, nature, and being in all of it, city, and being away from it all into nature and away from electronics, and how I can hear through that about the rules of Shivambu, right? As well as reading. I mean, of course we can read, but there isn't clinical things done that we can read, because of, you'll learn through the nature of drinking it when you start and keep going. Kind of red pill, blue pill stuff. And what I mean by that, you know how when you start doing something, your body will actually get used to it, and it will acquire a taste for it, right? You know, like smoking cigarettes, for instance. Now, maybe you never smoked, and you never acquired that taste, nor did your body ever utilize that as a giving thing for you to spend your money and time on. We're only going to spend time, energy, and money on things that feed us, right? I mean, and my battery went dead, and I think I was talking about the rules for Shivambu. And wow, everything's gotten a little wild and crazy the last couple days in the stress world. Think say hi. But so, back on track, talking about the rules of Shivambu. And actually, I didn't make a list, and I've been thinking of it for you. Because I guess the reason the battery died right in that moment is I needed to think about it. You will learn the rules. They'll tell you the reading that you can do, and I'll include links as much as I can through my my videos. You'll get the hint that there are some things that are suggested to do or not to do. Not to do mostly. And you can try them out and do it and see what happens. Now, if I were to tell you what has happened to me, then all the reading, it doesn't say anything about what happens if you break the rules. So I'm thinking, wow, then you can't really say, right? And I've said this before. For me to give you that information, it isn't a knowing. Your body is completely different. There's 7 billion of us on the planet right now, and absolutely everybody's different. Even though we're all human species, we're the same. We haven't done the same things to make our life what it is today. Anyway, so the rules. One thing they say, don't eat green leafy. You know, like salad greens, I guess was my guess, like green leafy stuff. And in all honesty, I don't know for sure why. I have naturally just not been eating near as much salad per se with the green leafy in it. I like to eat lots of peppers and everything in the salad except the lettuce, including dressing. I'm not crazy about dressing anymore. It takes away from the flavor. Some of the rules, they say don't eat spicy. And for me, I feel like after a few years of doing it, my tongue is very naked. It senses things differently. And something that is spicy to someone else, to me, will burn my tongue for the whole day. I'm not messing around. So yeah, I shy away from the spicy food. It says not to have sexual intercourse, and I haven't really messed around with that one too much. I just haven't the whole time I've been practicing. I read that rule, and I've stuck fast to it. It's about your, I don't want to say what it's about. There is a very, very huge story to that rule, and maybe I will talk to you about that later. And maybe it's not for me to say, and I'll never talk to you about it. I don't know. But I know that my understanding of intimacy is completely different now. And I understand intimacy and relationship with the Lord and with God completely different to words I used to never use. Okay? So I think that rule is very important. I believe there is possibly a fine line. I haven't met anyone that I would want to, it's kind of like nothing unholy enters the temple, and there's nothing that I've found to be holy enough to be that intimate with. Oh, I'm getting a little bit too intimate with this conversation. Okay. Rules. Yeah. Salt, I gotta tell you, the less salt, the better. And if you, not even practicing urine therapy, salt and cancer go hand in. I don't want to say things like that, but I have noticed through my own cancer regimen, avoiding salt, I wouldn't say completely, because like your body will get adjusted to things, and out in the world of food, if you eat with anybody or you eat in any restaurant, you're going to get way more salt than you used to if you're cooking at home with no salt. So yeah, I have noticed that salt intake will bring on water weight gain, which I gained 20 pounds one time in 3 days, and I went, something, yeah, and it was salt intake and water retention. So, it's, urine is a natural diuretic. It's actually a natural everything. Any pill you're taking for any kind of ailment, urine is that. How do I know that? Now that you can read and find, you can find what is urine. And to me, it's just this magical medicine that I can't imagine anyone wanting to do anything else for anything. Like, you have a headache? Drink your pee. You have a toothache? Drink your pee. Swish, gargle, sore throat. You have chest pain or lung pain? Answer is always the same, urine. And rules, we were talking about rules. The reading I've done, the rules are pretty explicit, or pretty defined. And they're actually for you to find on your own. You'll have your own rules. You could actually do without reading of any of the scripture, And you will, let's say 4 years into it, I imagine that a person would naturally choose the rules. Because, and the reason a lot of people, especially Americans, don't want to choose urine therapy as a means, would rather go to a doctor, get a script, have their insurance pay for it, and their high paying job that they are chained to pay for it. You know, if that's the way you want to go, that absolutely is your choice, right? But this is a boon to the poor. Urine therapy is for people who don't want all that or don't have all that. And actually, it's a better life, guys. A whole lot easier than doing all that stuff, waiting in rooms and emergency rooms for a doctor to look at you 5 minutes, tell you there's nothing wrong with you. But doc, I'm going out of my absolute mind with this pain or whatever. I don't know what's wrong with you, so on you go after all of the payment for that insurance and for that visit to the emergency room. I think you should be treated better than that. I think we all should be treated better than we're being treated right now. But who cares what I think? Who cares what you think? I care what you all think. And it doesn't matter. I'm not looking for pats on the back. Oh, I care what you think, care. It's not like that. It's that one thought doesn't make a difference, and it does. Your thought counts, not mine. Mine with yours, in line with what we call the will of God. That can make a difference. You know? You talking to someone else and them hearing through their ears and having ears to hear what you're saying. Oh gosh, we're talking about rules. Don't talk about it. You'll pick up that there's a rule, don't tell anybody and don't talk about it. And I know you're saying, you're on YouTube talking about it, and you're breaking the rule. What I have to say about that, you will learn through your own path of urine therapy what that means. Because you can tell everybody, and they will forget. They'll forget if you want them to, or if they want to. I don't get a whole lot of inquiries. My family doesn't come and ask. You know, it's okay. It's a very private thing. I'm on television. They still don't ask. So, onward ho. I'm going to do a little clip for you about leaving your family and friends. And sorry I didn't talk about the rules. It's for you to discover. I'll help you as much as I can. I'm here for you. Love you guys.